Welcome back to Penny Vault, the place where every coin tells a story and every cent might just be a fortune. Today, we're going deep into the world of American coinage, and this time, we're diving headfirst into a tiny yet legendary piece of history, the 1979 Roosevelt 1 dime. Yes, you heard that right. A coin with a face value of just 10 cents, 1 dime, that, under the right circumstances, has fetched a jaw-dropping $2.4 million in the collector's market. How is that even possible? What secrets does this small silver-colored coin hide in its shiny surface? What mysterious errors, minting quirks, and historic value make this Roosevelt dime worth a fortune? Sit tight, coin lovers, because what you're about to discover might change the way you look at your pocket change forever. Let's begin with a journey back in time to understand the foundation of this coin. The Roosevelt dime was first minted in 1946, following the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1945. It was no ordinary tribute. Roosevelt was not only one of America's most respected presidents, having led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II, but he also had a deep personal connection to the fight against polio. He founded the March of Dimes, a campaign to combat polio, a disease he himself battled, and what better way to honor his legacy than by placing his image on the coin that supported that campaign? Thus, the Roosevelt dime was born, a symbol of strength, hope, and resilience. Now fast forward to 1979. America was undergoing change. Inflation, the aftermath of the Vietnam War, and the energy crisis all marked a turbulent time in the U.S. economy. But amidst all that, the U.S. Mint quietly continued its job of minting millions of coins for circulation. That year, the 1979 Roosevelt dime was struck at multiple minting locations across the country, primarily Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each location left its own tiny mark on the coin, literally, mint marks, those tiny letters you'll find near the date on the coin, P, D, or S, are more than just indicators of where a coin was struck. They are the keys to discovering rare treasures. A small error in a mint mark, a doubling of a date, a wrong planchet, a misaligned die, these can turn an ordinary dime into a multi-million-dollar artifact. The 1979 Roosevelt dime minted in, for example, is known for having two major varieties: blurry S mint mark ***, while at first glance, this may seem like a minor difference, but to collectors, it can mean everything. In a jaw-dropping private auction that stunned coin collectors worldwide, one 1979 S Roosevelt dime, struck in an ultra-rare proof condition with a dramatic die clash and a double die obverse, sold for an unbelievable $2.4 million. Experts and specialists confirm that this particular specimen was not only one of the few surviving examples of an ultra-rare mint error but also graded an astonishing PR 70 deep cameo, the highest possible grade for a proof coin. Imagine that. A 10-cent coin worth more than most luxury homes in the world. So what made this specific coin so valuable? This coin was flawless. Not a single scratch, spot, or imperfection under magnification. It looked like it had just left the mint that very morning. The error. The double die obverse meant that certain parts of the coin's design, like the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," appeared twice due to a slight misalignment during the striking process. Coin collectors drool over double dies because they represent a snapshot of minting anomalies that weren't caught in time. Where elements of the reverse design subtly appeared on the obverse due to misaligned dies slamming together. Again, these errors are rare, and when perfectly preserved, they increase the value exponentially. Only one or two examples like this are known to exist. Rarity drives demand. And when a coin is unique, the price is determined by the one person who wants it most. And finally, the story. Every valuable coin has a story behind it, of discovery, of rarity, of historical relevance. This 1979 dime wasn't just a piece of metal, it was a time capsule, an accident, and a miracle all in one. Now you might be thinking, could I have one of these in my change jar at home? There are millions of 1979 Roosevelt dimes in circulation, but most are worth only their face value. However, if you happen to find one with a clear S mint mark, no signs of wear, deep mirror-like surfaces, and possibly even a doubling of the letters or numbers, then you might just be holding onto a gem worth tens of thousands or more. Even coins with minor flaws from that year, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, or repunched mint marks, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition and demand. Check your dimes carefully. Use a magnifying glass. Look at the mint mark. Compare the design. Research online and examine reputable coin grading sites. Get it professionally graded. Agencies like PCGS and NGC can authenticate and grade your coin. A high grade can multiply your coin's value tenfold or more. Preserve it properly. Avoid touching it with bare hands. Keep it in a protective case. A coin's condition is everything. The current market for Roosevelt dimes, especially those from the 1970s and early 1980s, is heating up fast. With increasing attention on coins as alternative investments, the values are climbing. Many collectors are now searching not only for vintage coins but for error coins and pristine proofs, and the 1979 Roosevelt dime sits right in the sweet spot of that trend. So the next time you get change at the grocery store or break open an old piggy bank, don't toss that dime aside. Look at it closely. Check the year. Look at the mint mark. Inspect the details. You could be holding a piece of American history, worth millions. In conclusion, the 1979 Roosevelt dime is more than just a small coin. It's a symbol of tribute to one of America's most iconic leaders. It's a testament to the precision, and occasional imperfection, of the U.S. Mint. And for a lucky few, it's a ticket to life-changing wealth. Thank you so much for watching. Change how you look at the change in your pocket forever. Because today, we're diving into the incredible, astonishing, and mind-blowing story of the Roosevelt one dime from the year 2000 with the Philadelphia Mint mark, a coin that, believe it or not, has been valued by collectors and rare coin dealers at an eye-watering $600,000. Yes, you heard that right. A 10-cent coin, worth more than $500,000. Buckle up, because this story is filled with history, mystery, minting mistakes, and the kind of value that'll have you checking every single dime in your house by the end of this video. Let's start with the basics. What is the Roosevelt dime, and why was it created in the first place? The Roosevelt dime made its debut in 1946, replacing the beloved Mercury dime. This new design came as a tribute to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Why Roosevelt, you might ask? Because FDR was a national hero who led the United States through the Great Depression and most of World War II. But more personally, he also founded the March of Dimes campaign to combat polio, a disease he himself suffered from. After his death in 1945, it was only fitting that the dime would carry his legacy. The Roosevelt dime was designed by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. The obverse features a left-facing profile of Roosevelt himself, while the reverse is decorated with a torch symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength and independence. A simple design, yet powerful in its symbolism. Now let's fast forward to the year 2000. The world was entering a new millennium. Y2K fears were swirling. The internet was booming. And at the United States Mint in Philadelphia, millions of coins were being struck for circulation. Among these was the Roosevelt 1 dime 2000p, a coin that would soon become the center of attention for collectors across the nation. Most people thought of it as just another ordinary dime, and in most cases, they were right. But every now and then, something extraordinary slips through the cracks at the U.S. Mint. What makes the 2000p Roosevelt dime special isn't just one thing, it's a perfect storm of rarity, error, history, and collector hype. To understand its true value, we need to examine the possible mistakes and oddities that can make a dime like this worth a fortune. Because let's be clear, not all 2000p Roosevelt dimes are valuable. But certain rare versions of it are absolute gold mines in disguise. The first factor that contributes to the value is minting errors. Now, minting errors are nothing new in the coin collecting world, but some errors are far more rare and valuable than others. A double die obverse, off-center strike, wrong planchet strike, broad-struck coins without reeded edges, or a dime struck on a nickel planchet. These are the kind of mistakes that can boost a coin's value from 10 cents to tens of thousands or more. Imagine finding a 2000p Roosevelt dime where Roosevelt's image is doubled, or the lettering appears to have a shadow effect because of misalignment during the minting process. Or a dime that was struck slightly off-center, giving it a strange crescent shape on one side. These flaws, while accidental, become treasured by collectors. Why? Because they're rare. They're different. And most importantly, they're hard to find in good condition, but rarity is only one part of the equation. The condition of the coin is equally crucial. In numismatics, we talk about grades, ranging from poor all the way up to MS-70, which stands for mint state and means the coin is flawless under magnification. The rarest and most valuable 2000p Roosevelt dimes are the ones that not only have these unique errors, but are also in mint state condition. We're talking about coins that were never used in circulation, that look as if they just rolled off the press yesterday. Now here's where things get crazy. A particular specimen of the 2000p Roosevelt dime with a rare off-center strike, graded MS-68 by a professional grading service, was auctioned off privately and valued at around $600,000. That's 6 million dimes. And all it took was one small mistake in the mint and a collector with a sharp eye. These kinds of sales don't happen every day, but when they do, they make headlines in the numismatic world. The demand for these rare dimes is skyrocketing, driven by collectors who want to own a piece of minting history. Coin shows, online auctions, and private dealers are all hunting for rare coins like this one. And with the popularity of coin hunting and metal detecting channels on platforms like YouTube and TikTok, more and more people are learning about these hidden treasures. So what exactly should you be looking for if you want to find one of these valuable 2000p Roosevelt dimes? Check for the mint mark P***, which stands for Philadelphia. That's the correct mint for this specific variety. Examine the coin closely for any signs of errors. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Look at the lettering. Do the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust" look doubled or blurry? That could be a double die. Check the edge. If it's smooth instead of reeded, that could be a broad strike error. Is the coin thicker than normal, or does it have a nickel color instead of silver? It might be struck on the wrong planchet, and of course, the cleaner and shinier the coin, the more valuable it is. If you find a suspiciously flawless dime with an unusual design feature, don't toss it in a piggy bank. Have it examined by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate it, grade it, and possibly certify it as a rare treasure. So why does a dime like this sell for such a massive amount? Because of the law of supply and demand. There are millions of dimes out there, but only a few have the right combination of errors, condition, and collector appeal. The rarer the coin, the more someone is willing to pay to own it. It's like artwork, beauty and value are in the eye of the beholder, and if someone is willing to drop $500,000 on a flawed masterpiece of US coinage, that price becomes the new standard. Think about it. How many of these dimes are still sitting unnoticed in old jars, in drawers, in couch cushions, or change machines across the country? There could be a small fortune hiding in plain sight. The Roosevelt 1 dime 2000p is a fascinating coin with deep historical roots, unexpected errors, and a market value that's shocked even seasoned collectors. While most dimes are worth 10 cents, this one proves that with a little luck, a sharp eye, and the right set of conditions, a coin from your pocket could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the next time you get change at a store, don't just shove it in your pocket. Take a moment. Look closely. You might just be holding the next $1 million dime. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video interesting or helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories from the world of rare coins and US mint history. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or what you're currently hunting for. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, you might just strike silver, or even gold, in the form of a dime. Valuable world of one of the most iconic coins in United States history, the Roosevelt 1 dime. But not just any dime. We're talking about the 2004 P. Roosevelt dime, a small coin with a face value of just 10 cents but a shocking market value of up to $800,000. Yes, you heard that right. This tiny silver-colored dime minted in Philadelphia in 2004 has taken the numismatic world by storm and has collectors worldwide scrambling to find it. So sit tight, get comfortable, and let's unravel the captivating story behind this rare gem. What makes it so special? Why would anyone pay such an enormous sum for it? And most importantly, could you be the next lucky person to find one hiding in your change? Let's begin by rewinding time and exploring the roots of this legendary coin. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, just 1 year after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Designed by John R. Sinek, the dime was not only created to honor the former president but also to highlight his long-standing support for the March of Dimes campaign, which aimed to eliminate polio, a disease Roosevelt himself battled for most of his life. From that day forward, the Roosevelt dime became a staple of American currency, minted every single year without interruption. Over the decades, countless dimes rolled off the presses at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. But among all those millions of dimes, only a handful stand out. The 2004 P. Roosevelt dime is one of them. It's not just rare, it's a modern legend. Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 2004 P dime so valuable? What could possibly elevate a small, everyday coin to a near $1 million price tag? In 2004, the U.S. Mint produced Roosevelt dimes in high numbers. But as every coin collector knows, it's not always about how many were made, it's about how they were made. A very small number of these dimes were struck with minting errors so rare and dramatic that their value skyrocketed in the eyes of collectors. One of the most sought-after versions is the 2004 P. Roosevelt dime that was accidentally struck on the wrong planchet. This error results in a dime that is slightly smaller or heavier than normal, has unusual coloration, or may even include partial designs from other coins. In some cases, these error coins were struck on planchets intended for foreign coins or for coins of different denominations. These types of errors are known as wrong planchet errors, and they are incredibly valuable due to their extreme rarity and the mystery behind how they left the mint without being caught. Add in the fact that the coin has the 2004 date, a year not generally associated with rare U.S. coins, and it becomes even more of an anomaly. Collectors love anomalies, but there's more. Some examples of the 2004 P. Roosevelt dime show signs of double dies. These are coins that were struck twice with a slight misalignment, causing the designs to appear doubled. Most commonly, this doubling is seen on the words "Liberty," "In God We Trust," or the date itself. When these double dies are visible to the naked eye and in excellent condition, they can be worth thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands, depending on the clarity and prominence of the doubling. There are also versions of this coin that show an off-center strike, where the design is clearly not centered properly. These are highly prized by collectors because they are visual and dramatic. Some off-center 2004 P dimes have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction simply because they are so visually unusual. Now, let's talk about condition. In the coin world, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, with a perfect coin being a mint state 70. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A 2004 P. Roosevelt dime that features a rare mint error and grades above MS65 can easily climb into six-figure territory. Combine a rare error, high grade, and solid provenance, and you've got a coin that collectors will fight over. One recently discovered 2004 P dime with a dramatic off-metal error and near-flawless surface sold for a staggering $800,000 at a private sale. Yes, $800,000. For a dime. That's 8 million times its face value. Unbelievable, but true. It means that the next time you reach into your pocket, count your change, or cash in your coin jar, you might want to take a closer look. The 2004 P dime doesn't look special at first glance. It features Roosevelt's familiar portrait on the front and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. But a closer inspection could reveal minor imperfections that translate into massive value. asterisk strange metal composition or coloring asterisk double lines or doubling on the lettering or date asterisk off-center images asterisk dimes that feel unusually light or heavy asterisk coins with missing or ghosted images asterisk any dime that looks off from the others. If you do find a 2004 P. Roosevelt dime with these characteristics, don't clean it, that can reduce its value. Instead, put it in a safe plastic coin flip or container and get it professionally appraised or graded by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Many people have unknowingly spent coins worth tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars simply because they didn't realize what they had. Some of these 2004 P error dimes have been found in pocket change, vending machines, and even Coinstar machines. They are out there, not just in collectors' vaults. Let's take a moment to reflect on this. A coin made in 2004, during a time of massive minting production, somehow managed to escape the eyes of inspectors with multiple high-value errors. And years later, these errors are rewarding sharp-eyed collectors and lucky finders with life-changing sums of money. The journey of the 2004 P. Roosevelt dime is a story of modern treasure, a story that reminds us how valuable knowledge and attention to detail can be. So the next time you see a dime, don't dismiss it. Hold it up to the light. Inspect it carefully. Look for doubling, color differences, weight inconsistencies, or alignment issues. That 10-cent coin in your pocket could very well be worth more than a luxury car, more than a house, or even more than some small businesses. To wrap up this episode, let's remember this. History isn't always about ancient relics or centuries-old treasures. Sometimes, history is in your wallet. The 2004 P. Roosevelt dime is proof that rare finds are still circulating today. And with a current market value as high as $800,000, it's not just a collector's dream, it's a modern miracle. So what are you waiting for? Check your change. Search your jars. Inspect those rolls of dimes from the bank. The next $800,000 Roosevelt dime might be closer than you think. Thanks for watching this deep dive into one of the most valuable modern US coins. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Penny Vault for more amazing stories, tips, and discoveries from the fascinating world of coins. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep dreaming big.